Hello Marilibus. I decided to make another video because now that we're in the 1.4.2 release, the official one, some other LPers and Minecrafters have made some videos about how the Wither Skeleton spawns, and it seems like they've all got really good information, but they're all also missing pieces, or they assume things that just aren't correct. So I decided to put this together to try to maybe help fix everything, put everything together. Well, first off, Zizuma made a video and talks about how the Wither Skeletons spawn, and in the comment section, part of the video, he just assumed that you could make it floor to ceiling like any other mob system, and we know that's not true. And then Cabo PC created an awesome plugin that I'll show you in just a second. And what's great about this plugin is it actually shows you in F3 which monsters can spawn. You can see that right there. And he created a video, but again, he didn't put together all the information to make sure that you know exactly where Wither Skeletons can spawn. So I put together this test. I've already run the test. I already know the results. So I'm not going to show that. I'll just tell you what I came up with. But here we go. The gold section is officially where Wither Skeletons can spawn, according to my or Cabo PC's plugin, his mod, and it's a head level. So right now it says that I can't, but if I were to drop down, head level says Wither Skeleton right there. They can spawn. According to light level and everything, anything can spawn right here, including Wither, including Blaze. This part right here, the iron part, is part of this chunk here. And we've always said that Wither Skeletons can spawn, and you can increase their spawning space as long as you are in the same chunk. But in the gold section, okay, we're in a totally different chunk at this time. So according to everything we've talked about before, maybe have seen, there is absolutely no way that a Wither Skeleton should be able to spawn in this chunk. Even I'll drop down to head level. Nope. 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 And then when I get in there, it's yes. So Wither Skeletons should not be able to spawn here. But what most people fail to do is take into account what JL2579 said in his video about mob spawning and efficiency. See what he said. Let's say he says the game picks basically a random block that's got air, it's not intruded by anything, and it says, okay, I want to spawn a mob. And then what it does is it picks anywhere from 0 to 5 in the X direction, 0 to 5, and then it goes backwards. So let's just say that it picks this emerald block here. It can go 1, 2, 3, and then keep going, but obviously it can't spawn here or in midair. And then it goes back. Yep. And then it chooses 0 to 5 spaces in the Z direction, and then comes back. Picks a random number. So it can basically spawn around here. So what this allows is for the Wither Skeleton to pick this spot, and it can actually spawn over here. It can definitely spawn here, and it can spawn in here. It can pick this block over here. The game can pick this block, and the mechanics of the game will allow Wither Skeletons to spawn in the diamond, even though it's not in the same chunk. I know you have your own test world like this, and I thought this was a great idea, by the way, the MC edit and half chunk the entire, half slab the entire thing. I thought it was a great idea. And it's allowed me to run these tests, but I would encourage you to maybe run this in your world, your test world as well, to just double check accuracy. But I've seen it. I wasn't able to record it because, again, I can only record in 29-second increments, and that would just be insane. But the game does allow for basically expanding the places that Wither Skeletons can spawn. So with that in mind, I want to jump over real quick to another build that I've made, and I've used this area here. There are conceivably a lot of spaces for a Wither Skeleton to spawn in this area. And this is where I created another mob system just to see if I can improve upon the last one. But again, according to this plugin, this mod, where I am right now, no spawning of wither skeletons until I enter here. Until I enter these tunnels, there are not supposed to be wither skeletons spawning. They can spawn at head level in here, but if this was flat, if this was not hash slabbed, they would definitely be able to spawn here. So I've taken this, the fact that they can spawn on roofs. We know they can spawn on roofs. They can spawn inside. They can spawn on top of this, and even further down. And the fact that you can increase the space for them to spawn. I've taken all that into account and built a new, different mob system. Okay, and here it is. And it is massive. It covers a lot of area. Hopefully you can kind of tell where it was I just showed you. These indicate where the spawning spaces are, or where the drop is really. So you can see same design. If I can, oh, fail. Here we go. And the resources are just incredible for this thing, just the amount of resources it takes. This actually was the first bit I did of redstone. That actually needs to be deleted. I ended up moving it over here. I believe this is working slightly better, and I'll explain what this is. This is actually a clock with a number of different things happening. First off, in my system, this right here is powering basically a shutoff. The pistons are, let's see, pistons are extended right here, so mobs can't fall down. And what happens is they fall. They got a break there, so they don't take any damage. Oh, stupid creative vines. They shouldn't take any damage, and this is powered on by default. This down here is the crusher system. This sticks out a half slab, and then for them to land on, and then it crushes them. And of course, we know that the wither skeletons survive that, and then they fall down here. Now, this is not finished. I'm not finished with this setup yet, but I have tested it a couple times. I have made many, many mistakes. I've learned a lot about what doesn't work. It's got a lot of tweaking, and it's got a lot of room for improvement, but I just wanted to get eventually a working prototype and just see how effective it is. You can see the mobs will fall down, and they will have another break eventually. I need to make some more columns, but they will take some damage, and they'll continue to be pushed down until they've reached a collection point down here, which I have not made yet. I've got this side too. This was another good area for them to spawn in, so I just got this right here. So when you're down at the base, let's get down here. You're pretty close with this one. The collection is going to be here, and the collection is going to be here. So it's really no problem to have it this way. So this is a clock. This is not the most effective clock, but it is a clock, and it's going to cause crazy lag. And my game can't handle recording and this at the same time. Okay, well, yeah, that really slowed it down. But it will push all of them down. And this is not resource friendly. This is not frame rate friendly. This is just a test to see, how big, how many wither skeletons can I get in one spot and just destroy them. So now let's see if I can get this turned on. Show you how it works. That basically is the shut off. So if I start it, this is probably going to slow down the frame rates again, but we'll just test it out. That'll take a second. So what's happened is that goes off. You saw that one went on, so the mobs have fallen, and now they're being crushed. And based off a glitch in the game, the bottom line can power off, but the pistons are still pushed forward until the crusher system releases, and then they can fall down. All right, you may not have seen it, but it just released, and it started the whole cycle again. Now, for some reason, some of the mobs are not being crushed, and I cannot, for the life of me, figure out why. It seems to be plenty of time. I've adjusted it a ridiculous number of times and even rebuilt it a few times, but I cannot figure out why some of the mobs are not being crushed. So because of that, I will have to put in another very simple crusher system down here to weed out the rest of the mobs. And all of this, you can see I'm trying to make it as automatic as possible. So I'm just down here, and I should be able to kill wither skeletons very close to me very frequently. So it's very promising, but again, not gonna know what it's like until I've got it completely finished, and it's just taking a lot of time, and time I really don't have. So it might be a while before I can finally get this done. That just easily shuts it off there. But if I ever do get it done and it's successful, then maybe I'll make another short video and show you how successful it is, and maybe put a download for people to take a look at. I'm just trying to maybe generate some ideas of how this can be more automated, how it can be more larger scale, and of course this can be scaled down quite easily. But yeah, this is just my idea that I've had. I've been working on this for about 2 weeks. So some of the game mechanics have changed with the official 1.4.2 release, but everything is still working pretty well. But that's it. Just kind of hope I cleared up some things for your subscribers, that where wither skeletons can actually spawn. They do spawn more in more places than I think people realize, but the little testing hopefully can verify my claim there. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Appreciate all your videos.